Extractable and leachables have become increasingly important in biologics development as biologics frequently interact with a complex packaging system and a single-use technology. Understanding the chemical migration risk is essential. Regulatory agencies expect the manufacturer to evaluate the potential interactions between the product and the packaging material. This assessment ensures the patient safety while supporting the suitability of the manufacturing and the container closure system. Extractable and leachables, what we discussed today. This section introduces the key concept of extractable and leachables. We will discuss the definition, regulatory expectations, study design consideration, analytical approaches, risk assessment methodologies, and applicable guidelines. The objective is to understand how extractable and leachable studies contribute to product safety and the regulatory compliance. Extractables are compounds released from the materials under exaggerated laboratory extraction condition. Leachables are compounds that actually migrate into drug product during normal storage and use. Extractable studies identify what could potentially migrate. Leachable studies determine what actually migrates. The key point is most leachable originates from the extractables because patients' exposure is based on the leachables. These studies are directly linked to the product safety assessment. This slide highlights the relationship between the extractable and the leachables. Extractable represents the theoretical universe of chemical that may be released from a material. Leachable represents the subset that actually enters the drug product. Therefore, extractable define potential risk while leachable define the actual patient exposure. This distinction is fundamental when designing the extractable and leachable programs and the toxicological assessment. Why monitor extractable and leachables? Monitoring extractable and leachable is essential to protect the patient from the unintended chemical exposure. Migrating compound may impact the product quality, stability, efficacy, and the patient safety. Regulator therefore requires risk assessment and scientifically justified testing strategy. Extractable and leachable assessments have become standard component of the container closure qualification, device qualification, and the single-use manufacturing system. Sources of extractable and leachables. Extractable and leachables can originate from many sources. These include the primary packaging components such as stoppers, syringes, barrels, and the needles. Secondary packaging material may also contribute. Single-use manufacturing system, tubing, filters, storage bags, and the processing equipments are increasingly important sources. Risk assessment must evaluate all materials contacting the product during the manufacturing, storage, and administration. Workflow, extractable and leachable studies. Lots of information in this single diagram. Walk through the risk management framework from risk identification, mapping of all product contact material, CCS, admin devices, through risk analysis, risk evaluation, risk control, extractable assessment, and the toxicological assessment, and leachable assessment, culminating in risk acceptance. Clarifying in-scope and out-of-scope component.